Fam, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great day. We're back with Mr. Joe Coy. I need to hear more of this dude, man. He had me laughing so hard. A lot of you guys said in the comments it's the hardest you've ever heard me laugh. You may be right. You may be right. That was hilarious. I can't wait to hear more. So let's just jump right into it, man. Let's not waste any time. If you guys are new around these parts, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button. Those things really help me out more than I can tell you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Let's go. Let's go, Joe. Make me laugh, buddy. Well, make me and the Saucy fam laugh. You know what I'm saying?
If I lost something, I lost it. My mom would never help us find shit, right? Normal parents parents help their fucking kids, right? Normal parents help. It's like, okay, did you lose something? Your keys? What was it in your pants? Well, what jeans? Were you wearing jeans? Well, let's look for those jeans. That's how you fucking help your kids find shit, not mine.
Maybe I'm not normal parents. But listen, you gotta teach them to pay attention. You know? If they think they can just go through life like, and there's always gonna be somebody there to bail them out, they're never gonna learn. You know? They have to learn to keep track of their things. Hey, listen.
My mom. If I lost something, I can guarantee my mom's right behind me fucking with me. Right? She enjoys that shit. If I'm looking under the couch, I guarantee my mom's right behind me like, oh, what? What's under the couch, Joseph? Is it your keys? Did you lose your keys again? Or maybe they walk under the couch like that?
Oh my god. His impressions are priceless.
Under the couch like that? Now I gotta ask my mom for help. That's the worst mistake I can make. Mom, I'm late for work. Do you know where my keys are? Joseph, did you just ask me where your keys are? Isn't that a stupid question? That is a stupid question, Joseph. Excuse me, person that does not drive my car. Do you know where my keys are? That is stupid, Joseph. Why don't you ask me where my keys are? I'll know the answer to that. Go ahead, Joseph. Ask me. Come on. Ask me right now. Mom, do you know where your keys are? Of course I do. Of course I do, Joseph. I know where my keys are all the time. You know why, Joseph? Because I put them in the same place that I always put my keys. I hang them over here, on this wooden plaque that says keys.
You know, this reinforces my concern about myself. I just feel like my kids think I'm a mess, man. I remember growing up and just thinking, like, how do they never make a mistake? My mom and my dad. How do they just go through life just acing every test? They just nail life. That's what you think when you're a kid, because they hide all the goofy stuff, all the mistakes. They hide all the bad things from you, right? I don't do that. I lose things. I make mistakes. I get upset. And my whole family knows about it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do know it took me until like 20 years old to go, oh my God, you're not perfect. Okay. You know, they really had me fooled for a good minute.
Joseph, when you lose something, do you use your eyes to look for it? Or do you use your mouth? Because every time you lose something, Joseph, you use your mouth to find something. You can't find anything like that, Joseph. You just walk around, has anybody seen my kids? I don't know where my kids are.
So Filipino women are not very different from French American women. Noted.
The only time my mom ever got physical with me was at church. Weirdest place, right? Physical at church. And the reason why is because when you're 10, 11 years old, you hate church. For the simple fact that you got to sit there for an hour and a half on this wooden pew. And you got to sit there. And when you're 10, 11 years old, you don't even have ass meat yet. It's just bone on wood. That's why kids move around so much. Because they can't feel their asses anymore. And that guy won't stop preaching, just hallelujah, hallelujah, Joseph, sit up straight. What is wrong with you? Stop acting like this, huh? I'm telling you, this is my last one. You better stop acting like this. I'm telling you, you will not be happy.
I was kind of lucky in this sense. Kinda, okay? Don't take this the wrong way. I'm a very spiritual person, but I was sent to Catholic school, okay? I had a religion class from 1st grade to 8th grade. Along with that, because it was a Catholic school, we went to church every single week. Sometimes multiple times a week. But the parents that sent me to this school, for some reason, never brought me to church on Sundays. Huh. It's kind of weird. Oh, man. We never went to church on Sunday. Unless it's like Easter or Christmas. We literally never went to church on Sundays. I went. I was like the church pro. Like, oh, no, you can't, that's such and such a room. You don't want to go in there. Father Tom get really upset with you. I did it. Long story, big mistake. You want to come down to this pew. That one creaks a little bit. This one's not too bad, but the view is better over here. Let's sit over here. I was the church pro. I went all the time. That's what I did. I was an altar boy for a little amount of time. Oh, man. But my parents never brought me on Sundays. And luckily, the weekly masses that we went to were a lot shorter than the weekends, because he is not wrong. The few times that we did go, yeah, it was hard to sit down by the end of it. It just is. Kids have very short attention spans.
Sorry.
That is so real right there.
Joseph, turn around. Sorry. What is wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? You better behave, huh? This is my last warning. I'm telling you right now, you will not be happy.
I don't know what he's representing there, if it's the wrist or the arm. But I used to get if you have no idea what I'm talking about, try this with me real quick. Grab just a tiny little bit, just a tiny pinch of skin behind your tricep. Right here. Just slightly oh yeah. Oh, it doesn't take much. That's a very sensitive little patch of skin for some reason. And I found that out early and often. And I developed a very high pain tolerance because I was very stubborn. Very stubborn. I remember one time, in fact, my mom said, if you don't watch your mouth, I'm going to rub soap in your teeth. I completely just sped up the process, okay? And I said, I don't care. When she said that, I grabbed the bar of soap, never breaking eye contact, okay? Grabbed the bar of soap, ground it in my teeth, and then put it back. There. Guys, I was spitting bubbles for 3 hours trying to get that soap out of my mouth. Yeah, I felt really smart. Really smart. Long story short, I started watching my mouth. Not washing. Watching.
And I would taunt my mom because we were in church. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hit me?
I was literally thinking that in my head. Right when he did that, I could see the big crucifix up front.
And my mom would take her fingertips, the tips of her nails, and she would grab a pinch of skin. You know what I'm talking about, right? And she would pinch so hard I could actually feel the nails touch inside of me.
Oh, yeah, no. That's sounds just as bad, though. I thought he was going to say on the fingernail, because that's another one that I learned very young. If you pinch on the back, the very back of your fingernail, right by the cuticle. Yeah, I'm married. I know what a cuticle is. Sue me. You put the fingernail right on the back of the nail and push down. That is a pain. I have to imagine it's similar to childbirth, you know? Stop commenting. I'm kidding. Karen. That sounds rough. You could feel the nails touch inside you. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And she would pinch so hard I could actually feel the nails touch inside of me. It would hurt so bad that I would lean in like this. And my mom would whisper in my ear, "Who's laughing now?" Love my mom. Retired. Finally, she's retired. Doesn't work anymore. But this is what my mom's doing with the retirement.
This came up the other day, and I just thought I would share it because I really meant it, and I am going to make it come true. I'm going to make it come true. My mom and I were talking about something, and she said, yeah, when, and then she put in parentheses, capital, if I ever retire. I said, oh no, I am going to retire you, woman. Watch me work, is what I said.
She's a DJ. A fucking DJ. Not a DJ at weddings, like a real DJ at an AM radio station.
What?
With headphones and everything. Like, hey, everybody, it's DJ Josephine. I'm playing Filipino music from the past, present, and future.
What?
And it's annoying. Because I gotta go to these, like every time I have a show in Vegas, I gotta go to this radio show. My mom tells me to go, Joseph, come to my radio show and thank all of my listeners for patronizing your career. And I have to go and talk to all 40 of her listeners. But here's the part that pisses me off the most. Every time I go in, she acts like she doesn't know who the fuck I am. Right? I walk in, she's like, oh, we have a guest. And then she starts rummaging through her papers. Oh, it says here you're a comedian. Wow. A comedian. Well, tell us how it is to be a comedian. Jacquai? It's Joe Coy. Mom? She did not want me to be a comedian at all. This is my 19th year in stand-up, and when I told my mom 19 years ago that I wasn't going to college, she cried. Why, Joseph? Comedian, really? That's what you want to do? There's no future in comedian, Joseph. There's no money to be made in comedian, Joseph. What are you, a clown? You're going to be a clown, Joseph. How about if you get sick, Joseph? There's no health insurance. There's no health insurance. If you get sick, how are you going to pay the doctor? Jokes? Oh, thank you, doctor. What do I owe you? Oh, really? Knock, knock.
It's a different time, man. It's a different time, and there's pros and there's cons. I don't know. I think what the older generation needs to learn is it's still work. It is still work. It's hard work. It's just like growing a business anywhere else, doing anything else, except I'm not growing a business in, on a road with 50 other businesses. I'm growing a business on a road with millions of other businesses. So getting any sort of traction or building any sort of community or audience, if you will, is hard. It takes consistent work ethic. And I've had this conversation with one of my parents. My mom's always been a believer. Whether she is in the back of her mind or not, she's always vocalized that she's a big believer. Chase it. Do what you think is right. Do what makes you happy. All of that. And my dad is definitely more of a realist, where he's supportive, but both of us wear everything on our faces. You know how we're feeling before we open our mouths. And I just can tell he does not think, he thinks I'm wasting my time every time I sit in this chair, basically. He would never say that. Bless him for it. But he totally believes I'm wasting my time. And I feel like that's the same thing with comedians. It's a leap of faith. It's a total leap of faith. You have to completely believe in yourself. You have to believe in your ability to refuse to fail, your ability to fight through the BS that you're guaranteed to come through. It's not, people that have never done content creation or anything like that, think, you hit a viral video and you're just set for life. That is so far from the truth. So far from the truth. I have a video on TikTok with 20 million views. 20 million views. I have a bunch over 5 million views. That's a lot. And my YouTube link is right there. Yet I have 20K on YouTube and maybe 2,000 of them came from TikTok. Maybe. I would wager it's 1,000 or less. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to bring something to the table, for people to want to come back anyways, to build a community that's worthwhile, to really build relationships. That's what all this is, You can't get into this whole thing for the money. Being a comedian, I have to believe, is very similar. You hear a lot of their stories. They start out doing comedy on the side, holding a real job. It's the same thing for us. It's the same thing for anybody in the content world. My dream, I think I've mentioned it already, is I want to build an audience big enough where I can stop having to dedicate so much time on YouTube to yield views that are worthwhile, if you know what I mean. Because I would ideally love to do a live once a week, live reactions once a week, and do a podcast once, maybe twice a week, while continuing to do one video a day on YouTube. It's going to take a lot more than that to get there, but I'm totally willing to put in the work. And my dad built an amazing company practically on his own. He's always had great guys under him or around him, whatever. But it's always been his vision. It's always been him that carried the whole thing. So I think there's a little glimmer of hope in there that, he wants to believe in me or whatever. But he has a really hard time wrapping his head around why anybody would make money creating content. It's entertainment. It's entertainment, you know? Some of the wealthiest people in the world are actors and actresses. Well, this is just a very small version of that, you know? I don't know. I find a lot of common ground with a ton of comedians' come-up stories. So I always kind of relate it to that. And every time I hear somebody say something like what he just said, it just hits home with me. Because although he doesn't say it, I see it in his eyes. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for that day to be like, yeah, what do you think? Huh? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know, man. I don't know. And maybe it'll never happen that way. Maybe it won't. But it could all stop today. It could all never get any bigger than it is right now. And I have totally, every minute that I have dedicated to this whole thing has been 100,000,000% worth it. Worth every second. I have made hundreds of amazing relationships with incredible people. You guys are some of the most incredible people that I've ever met. Absolutely no word of a lie. You can ask my wife. I talk about it all the time. It's amazing. The level of kindness that you guys have shown me, the support, the interactions that we have, you know, the common interests that we have, which is why, you know, you guys have steered my ship since day one. And I think that that's crucial, especially in the beginning stages, you know. I don't know, man. It feels so much better to me to do this than be spending money or not contributing to society in any way. It's just YouTube. It's just videos. But I feel like in some way I am contributing to society, and you guys back it up all the time. I don't even ask you to, but I get dozens of messages. People thanking me for turning their day around, turning their week around, saying something that they really needed to hear, whatever it may be. That is literally everything to me. That is everything to me. That's why you can't, if that doesn't fulfill you, then creating content and building a community, it's not for you. It's never gonna, you cannot get into this for money. You cannot get into this for money because it takes so long to make money. I have, like I just said, videos with 20 million views. I have never made enough money to support my family, ever. I got 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is nothing. But you would think almost 1 million on TikTok and 20,000 on YouTube, you'd think you'd be doing pretty well. No, not how it works. It's just not. So it's a very tiny percentage of people that end up making an actual career in this world. Because like I said, I'm competing with millions of other stores. I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm going on this rant. It's just when I hear people say what Joe just said, it triggers that in me. And if you believe in yourself the way that I do, don't let anybody else's opinion or wishes for your future change that. Because you know what? It's so sad, it's unfortunate, and it sucks, but it's life. They're not going to be there all the time. They're not always going to, there will come a day when they're gone and you're still here doing whatever it is that you chose to do. So make sure whatever it is that you choose to do, make sure it's what you chose to do. Did you follow me? Did you follow me? Stay true to you. Do what you feel in your heart with your time. Do what you feel is right. Rant over.
Oh, thank you, doctor. What do I owe you? Oh, really? Knock, knock. The one person that did believe in me, my Lola Tina, my grandmother, right? My grandmother passed away of cancer.
Can always count on grandma.
19 years ago, she passed away of cancer. The cool thing about my grandmother is she fought that shit to the end. She was diagnosed with it, and she was supposed to go like that, and she ended up fighting that shit for 5 years. And it was amazing. It was a sad time, but it was a good time. You know what I mean? Because we all moved to Vegas. That's why I moved to Vegas, is to be with my grandmother. And it was a sad time, but it was a good time because those times that I was with her, she would, I got to meet my grandmother. I got to know my grandmother. She would tell me stories, and I would just sit there and listen all day. Man, she would tell me all kinds of stories, and I would just listen to her like, are you serious? Really, Grandma? So she used to lose her keys too, huh? Tough as shit, man. My grandmother was tough, and I know that's where I got my funny from. My grandmother, you know what I mean? She was funny, and she would do it indirectly, like catch me off guard all the time. Like I would take her to chemo, and would just driving in the car, and she'd be like, Josette? I'm like, what, Grandma? I just want you to know that when I die, like, Grandma, don't say that. I don't like it when you talk like that.
I hate that. My mother's starting with that. I hate that. Stop it. Don't talk like that. I'm not ready to talk about that.
No, it's okay. Why can I not talk about that? I'm gonna go to heaven. You don't want me to go to heaven? One time we were sitting on the couch, right? And we're watching TV. I said, true story. This is so fucked up. She goes, Josette. I go, what, Grandma? What? She's like, I just want you to know that when I pass away, my Grandma, please don't talk like that. I don't like it when you talk. No, it's okay, Josette. I am okay with it. You should be okay with it also. But when I pass away, I just want you to know that every time you go to sleep, I'm going to be watching you.
That is so messed up.
Sometimes I will tickle your toes. And you'll wake up. And then you'll look at your feet. And then I'll go, One time I was taking her back, right, to chemo, and I laid her on her bed, right? I put her on the bed, and I go, Lola, if you need anything, just call me. I'll be right here. I'll take care of you. Okay, just call me. She's like, okay, Josette, love you. I go, I love you. And I started to walk out. And she goes, Josette, bless me. Bless me. If you're not Filipino, let me tell you what blessing is, okay? This is what we do with our elders. When you leave and you say goodbye to your elders, this is what we do. Can you stand up? Just stand, let me get your hand, and you touch the forehead like that. It's a sign of respect. That's what we do. We don't look at our elders and go, fuck you, peace. We don't do that. Bye, bitch, and then walk. We show respect.
That's kind of funny, actually. My wife started this thing when my first daughter was born. She's never missed a night. Never missed a night. If they're sleeping somewhere else, she'll call them and do it over the phone. But she says goodnight, and then she takes her thumb and does a little cross and then kisses it and says, bless you. It doesn't matter how mad she is, doesn't matter what's going on. She does that every single night. And I just think that that's pretty awesome.
That's what you do. And she was like, Joseph, bless me. You can't live without blessing your grandmother. And I was like, oh my God, Grandma, I'm so sorry. I'll be right there, right? And I go, and I grab her hand, right? And I go to touch my forehead. And before I touch my forehead, she grabbed my dick and went, I got your teeth. I'm like, fuck!
Oh, hell no! Joe Coy's mom videotaped him sleeping. Oh, we're definitely doing that one. He is so friggin' funny, man. Wow, I talked for a really long time, that video. Oops. Well, a lot of you guys tend to like the rants, so hopefully that one did something for somebody. If that helped somebody that's going back and forth with what they should do with their futures or their time or what they should put their energy into, I hope I convinced you to bet on you. Bet on yourself every time. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself every time. I don't know, man. I never thought that I would even get where I'm at right now, which is not anything compared to where I want to be someday with this. But hey, man, every single graph that I have, every analytic I can look at, it looks like a mountain. It goes just like this. Straight up. And it has been for 4 months now at least. So that's enough for me to keep going. That's enough for me to see the light and see, and not only that, like I said earlier, the relationships, the DMs that I get from you guys, the convos that we have. Like, it's so rewarding to me to know that I'm helping somebody. And I'm not just helping somebody, I'm apparently helping a bunch of people. And those are just the ones that tell me about it. That means everything to me. Everything. So, if you guys did sit through that with me, thank you. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, because this is going to be posted on an evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe out there. Peace out, Saucy fam.